Hello again. In a previous incarnation, I was a dedicated home educator, not trusting the state to educate my children, but taking on the task myself. In this capacity, I wrote articles in newspapers such as the Times Educational Supplement, drawing attention to the need for a register to be kept so that children taken out of school did not simply vanish. In the description to this video, I give links to a couple of pieces of mine on this subject. Because of all this, I was summoned in 2009 to give evidence to the Commons Select Committee on Education. It was very important to me that I put across to the committee the dangers of the present system, which is as lax now as it was then. You see, parents can take their children out of school to educate them at home simply by giving a letter to the school deregistering their child. They can then educate them at home and have no further dealings whatsoever with any authority. They can move and no one will be able to keep track of their children. They effectively vanish from sight. Most are probably safe, but some are murdered and buried in the back garden, and nobody ever misses them. In 1971, for instance, Fred West's daughter Charmaine was removed from school and killed, being, as I say, buried in the back garden. The mother said she'd gone to another school, and nobody bothered to inquire any further. For over 20 years, nobody even noticed that the child had vanished. Giving evidence to the Select Committee about this, I said, "My daughter went missing because she was born in one local authority area, but we moved to another when she was 6. Nobody had any idea of whether she was at school, and when we moved, nobody knew what had happened to her. I could have done her in and buried her in the garden in Tottenham and then moved to Loughton, and no one would have been any the wiser. He had no official existence in effect, so I cannot see any possible objection to a registration scheme." This was the crux of that committee, by the way, the idea of instituting a register of children to keep track of them. In the description to this video, I give a link to the transcript of the Select Committee hearing in question. As I say, the situation today is precisely the same. Children can simply vanish. So while I'm passionately in favour of the right and duty of parents to educate their own children, I'm also keenly aware of the need to ensure that no child disappears because a parent is using home education as a pretext to abuse or murder their child. There have been a number of such cases, which I'm sure some viewers will recall. I've been prompted to mention this because this quotation of mine from the evidence which I gave to that select committee has recently been dredged up by one of those lunatics who is obsessed with me and claimed to be a joke which I made in poor taste. What could possibly be amusing about murdering your child and burying her in the back garden, as the Wests did, is beyond me. But there it is. Some people apparently are amused by the idea. It is really important that a register is started and the names of all children aged between 5 and 18 kept on it, together with the educational provision being made for them. Nothing about such an idea would harm the ability of parents to teach their children at home, but such a simple safeguarding measure would almost certainly save lives and prevent suffering.